The demo with Ollie Christensen. Just loading. Yeah, this is my first like gaming video demo thing. Call it what you want. Yeah, so just driving around. L is lights. Yeah, and you can do different like bright and not so bright. P is windscreen wipers, and M is map, big, small, or no map. There's also an option for music, but I don't know how you upload music to it. And yep, there's hazard lights. Yeah, lights. And Z is the big Europe map. Yep, as I said, M is big map, small map, as you can see on the right, top right. This is where you go if you want to get a job. So I go enter. Today we're going to do a London to Manchester trip, and we are going to deliver some ice cream to Manchester. Yeah, and the money on the game's all euros, so yeah, I'm just positioning myself into the right area. Then you press T to attach. Driving, then press 1 for the standard cab view. Ooh, nearly crashed. Now there are traffic laws on the game, which you have to stop at red lights. You have to not crash into cars and other things like that. If you crash into cars or do anything which would be usually illegal, there are exceptions though. Like you can sort of drive on the pavement, you get a fine. But if you crash into things, not vehicles but objects, you don't get a fine. But if it's your cab, you have to pay yourself. The performance goes down of your truck, and it also goes slower. And to get it back to normal, you have to pay quite a bit of money. And if you crash the actual carriage bit at the back gets broken or crashed or whatever, it will be taken off your pay, the salary of what you get paid for the job. It's especially harder in cities because the lights and there are more cars and more bends around roads, and this is like it's quite a standard truck. It's the cheapest one there is. I haven't yet upgraded the truck, so I'm still quite a noob at the game. Yeah, but I know my way around the game. I haven't actually left Britain or even England, but yeah, I know some things of the games. You have to be very careful not to nudge into the other vehicles, especially when like overtaking. As you can see, it's not that fast which I'm going. I'm only going 60 kilometers an hour, which if you're going on dual carriageway, maybe this is full speed. So going on a dual carriageway, maybe medium speed for a truck, but especially when you're going on motorways, not that fast. Also, you have to make sure not to crash into other things because the performance of your truck goes down quite heavily. Yeah, so I'm turning right. It's quite hard to get the speed and the turning. The steering on it's quite hard, but it's doable because there's the longer you hold it down, the more the steering wheel goes around. So yeah, so forwards W, left A, backwards S, and right D. Yeah, so that's steering, and then you can also use the arrow keys, but that's a bit less game and a bit more casual gaming. But I find it easier using WASD. Yeah. So keeping on the road is always quite hard, because keeping on like the right track, because it's as you're high up and the view's not that good. Also, you have to make sure if you don't keep on the right lane, a car can, or you can crash into a car, and you'll get a fine, a heavy fine. So 2 is this view, 3 is this view, 4 is this view, yeah, 5 is this view, 6 is this view, 7's that view, 9 and 8's that view, and yeah, 1's that. It only goes up to, yeah. Yeah, if you crash into vehicles, yeah, you get penalised. And also it's quite hard because of the mirrors, because it's a European truck, not a British truck. The cab's on the wrong side, which can make it often quite hard for it to actually be able to like look in the mirrors, especially if you're turning. But it's easy if you're moving in lanes to the left, but if you want to go right, it's hard, as I'll demonstrate later in the video, because you usually veer off and it's not easy. Yeah, so I'm getting close to Manchester now. Yeah, so like this, see, it's really hard. So if you look to the, usually go, so I'm looking into the mirror and then you veer off. So I look into the mirror and then suddenly I look back and about to crash. It's not easy. And here it says I'm tired and I should get a rest. I should find a place to get a rest. Usually you go to petrol stations to sleep there. Also now I'm looking at my fuel, which is 50%. So I might start to think about getting fuel, because if you lose fuel you have to call SOS and it costs a lot, and that's hard. So I always like to keep my fuel as topped up as possible. Yeah. So yeah, changing map, so it's wider. I can see now that there are 2 petrol stations, one on both sides of the road, and it looks like it goes out of it goes off the main road. It's not just right at the side. It actually is a separate road to get to it, which usually on this game means that it's a service station, not just a petrol station, which actually doesn't make much difference, because you can only do 2 things at a petrol station or service station, which is fill up with fuel or sleep. Yeah, which I'm quite near. Should take me a few minutes to get there. Obviously on the game, time goes a lot faster. It's a lot quicker to get places. At the top of the screen there's a on-screen like sort of game time, which you can see. But obviously it only takes like 15-20 minutes to get to, maybe even less, I'm not sure. To get to the to get from London to Manchester, which obviously in real life getting from London to Manchester would obviously take a lot more than a few minutes. Yeah. So yeah, pulling in to get to the service station. Separate road. Turning left to go in, slowing down slightly. Well, actually, I'm not slowing down. Still at 60 kilometers an hour, which is the top speed. If you've damaged your car a bit, your cab a bit. So now I'm slowing down desperately to get to fill up for fuel, and then going straight to sleep after that. So to fill up with fuel, you press E to turn off your engine. You press enter to actually fill up, and then you hold it, and the price goes, it tells you the price, and the price goes up and up and up and up. Yeah, so it's full. So then you press E to turn on the engine again, and it says I'm getting tired, or should I just find a place to sleep? Yep, so I'm going here. There's the Zs, which means it's a place to sleep. So you drive onto them, then you press E and enter to sleep, and there's just how many hours you're sleeping. Yeah, so it said I've a new achievement. I've visited London 5 times, so I am actually quite new. Driving out with not too much caution. Yeah, so Manchester shouldn't be that far away. Nearly there. At the moment, yeah. So I'm going to Manchester. Yep, so just checking my mirrors, checking, so it says I should keep on this side of the road, on this lane. Yeah, and to keep on this side of the road will take me to Manchester. So if you look to the left, you can see starts of like the industrial aspect of Manchester. The cities aren't, and the roads aren't at all accurate to what it really looks like, but it's for a game. It's alright. Especially the game is more of driving, not and you're not in cities that much. So I think it's pretty good for just a game. I think it was quite hard to get off the, so I slowed down to get down onto the other dual carriageway. Ooh, shoot! See, that's how easy it is to crash. Because it can be behind you, and because you're quite long, it's very easy to crash into someone. And at the end, when I've delivered my cargo, I will have a penalty for that from the police. Yeah. So it's saying the speed limit's 30 miles an hour, which I don't know if I'm going at over that speed. Probably not, because I don't go very fast on this. And if you go too fast over the speed limits, they also fine you, but they don't always fine you, and you can also get fined if you're too tired, or fall asleep or something. So that if you look on the little map in the top right, the red circled area is where I need to deliver my stuff to. So I'm very close to my destination, which should be on the left. Oops, it's gone off pavement. Yep, I'm sending it to Euro Goodies in Manchester. Obviously, all the money in the game is all euros, not pounds. So it's really hard to get the truck exactly in the right place. You have to sometimes detach the trailer. You have to go really slowly to get it in the right angle. Detach the trailer and then angle yourself right to the trailer, and then sort of angle up. It's quite hard actually. See, look, and then you lose your trailer and you have to try and reattach it, which tends to be really a big hassle. So it can be really, there's probably the most frustrating bit of the game. Because unloading it, you just reverse up to it, press T, and off you go. So once I found that I've angled it right, so I had to do this all again now, because I got it the wrong angle. So I drove really slowly up to the area, and when I turn, yeah, so I go really slowly. It's hard because if you go too fast, you get like out of control. So now I'm at the right angle. I think you can't see too far behind you when you're going forward, which is really annoying. So now I just need to straighten myself up. I'm not that good at driving, but it's not easy to get. And also, if you crash, you lose a lot of money, so, or you lose your performance.